Hello everyone, welcome back to this short video. Here we are learning the part 2 of joint. So earlier in the previous video, part 1, we were talking about general classifications of joints, and also we defined joints, functions, everything. And here in this short video, we are learning the synovial joints in detail, the criteria of the synovial joint and various types of synovial joint in our body. The most important feature about the synovial joint is its degree of movements. The synovial joints are freely movable. Earlier we learned that the fibrous joints are immovable and the cartilaginous joints are showing slight mobility. This is the third variety, the synovial joints, that shows free movement or mobility or degree of mobility is more. And remember, to call a synovial joint, there are certain other features. Number 1, the joint should be covered by a thick capsular covering. This is called as fibrous capsule or joint capsule. Number 2, the interior of the joint contains a fluid-filled cavity called as synovial cavity, and there is a fluid called as synovial fluid. Next point, the interior shows articulating surfaces of the bones, which shows presence of articular cartilages, and the articular cartilages covers the face-to-facing or articulating surface of bones. These articular cartilages are made up of hyaline cartilage, which minimizes friction and allows free movement. Next feature of the synovial joint is synovial membrane. Synovial membrane is a thin membrane which covers the interior of the joint except the articular cartilages. And these are the particular features of synovial joint. All the synovial joints are not looking alike. Structurally and functionally, these joints are different. So based on this, different synovial joints are there, like plain synovial joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, condylar joint, saddle joint, and the last one is ball and socket joint. Plain synovial joints are the joints where gliding movement is possible. So what you mean by gliding movement? One bone can glide over or move over another bone. Such joints are called as plain synovial joint. The best example is the joint between the thyroid cartilage and the cricoid cartilage. So in between thyroid and cricoid cartilage there is a gliding movement happening, and this joint is plain synovial joint. Another example is there in our hand region. The intercarpal joints are the plain synovial joint. Next variety of synovial joint is the hinge joint. So here the example for hinge joint is elbow joint and also interphalangeal joint, that is the joint between the bones of fingers. And here the articular surfaces are fully shaped, and the movement happening in this hinge variety is surrounding a transverse axis, either flexion or extension. So these are the movement happening. The best example is elbow joint. Next variety of synovial joint is pivot joint. So in pivot joint there will be a bony peg, that means a bony projection will be there, and that will be surrounded within an osteoligamentous ring. Osteoligamentous, that means partly that ring is made up of bone and partly that is a ligamentous structure. So within that ring, this bony peg or projection can rotate. So such variety of joints you can call as pivot joint. The example for pivot joint in our body is atlantoaxial joint. Atlas is the C1, that is the first cervical vertebra. Axis is the second cervical vertebra. So there is a joint between atlas and axis, that is the atlantoaxial joint, that is pivot variety. That means the dense or odontoid process of axis vertebra is rotating within the atlas, and osteoligamentous ring is there within the anterior arch and the transverse ligament of atlas. And when we are turning the neck sideways to the right side or left side, this movement, rotatory movement, is happening at this pivot joint level. Next variety of synovial joint is condylar joint. So here the both bony portions are two condyles. One will be convex and another will be concave. So the convex bony projection will be fitting to the concave depression of another bone. And remember, the movement possible here will be in a single plane surrounding a transverse axis. The most important feature to remember here is no rotation possible. The example for such condylar joints are temporomandibular joint or TMJ, and also in the lower limb we have knee joint. Next variety is saddle joint. Structurally this is almost similar to the condylar joint, but the difference is here the articular surfaces are reciprocally concave or convex. And another important point to remember here is rotatory movement will be possible in saddle joint. This was not possible in condylar joint. The example for this saddle joint is first metacarpophalangeal joint. The last variety of synovial joint is ball and socket joint. This is very familiar to us because we have the common example like shoulder joint and hip joint as examples for ball and socket joints. Remember, structurally here both articular surfaces, if you consider, one surface will be globular, that means a hemispherical rounded structure, and the other opposite surface of the joint will be a cup shaped or concave depression that will form the socket. Functional classification of the joints. This is purely based on the degree of movements. Remember, all the joints are not movable in an equal proportion. Some joints are freely movable, some joints are immovable, and some joints are slightly movable. So accordingly, we have three varieties. Number one, synarthrosis. So synarthrosis means the joints which are not showing any movement. Such joints you can call as synarthrosis. The example is fibrous joints like sutures. Second example, gomphosis. Second variety is amphiarthrosis. Amphiarthrosis means the joints which are showing slight degree of movement. Example, intervertebral joints. Another example, pubis symphysis. Remember, here as we have seen, the cartilaginous joints are, the bony surfaces are separated by a pad of cartilage. And the third variety is diarthrosis. And these are the synovial joints which allow free movements. Example, knee joint, shoulder joint, hip joint. Dislocation of joints. So the dislocation means the articular surfaces can slip out from the joint capsule sometimes. The most commonly dislocating joint in our body is shoulder joint. And also in children, sometimes subluxation can happen. What is subluxation? Subluxation is the partial dislocation. The best example for the commonly subluxation happening joint is elbow joint in children. Next clinical term related to the joint is osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is the condition where inflammation of joints can happen. This osteoarthritis is quite common in case of synovial joints. What exactly is happening is the articular cartilages are undergoing ossification because the articular cartilages are made up of hyaline cartilage. So once it is converted into bone, so there will be bone-to-bone friction, bone-to-bone communication and friction can happen. Gradually this part can get inflamed. Other clinical terms related to the joint are arthroscopy, arthroplasty. Arthroscopy means visualizing the interior of joints with the use of arthroscope. Arthroplasty means this is the joint replacement surgery.